Welcome back to another video with IDNTV. Now, if you guys are new to the channel, first time seeing this channel, or if you're a returning person that like to watch my videos, make sure you subscribe with the bell notifications on. That way when I post, it comes straight to your phone. And if you are a returning member, you already know, hit the like button. Now let's get right into it. Now we're talking about Alpo Part 5, Alpo Martinez, Abraham Rodriguez to the government and witness protection. Now the authorities are speaking out, and they're speaking out to the newspapers, and they're saying that they don't know where to look, they don't know where to start to look for the suspects actually responsible for Alpo's passing. Now, they were saying the reason for this is because Alpo allegedly was responsible for 14 people passing away, and on top of that, he was labeled a rat. Now, there's a difference between being labeled a rat and a difference between actually accepting that you are a government official. Now, Alpo did both. He admitted that he ratted, and he admitted he actually told on people. Now, that could rub a lot of people the wrong way. So the authorities said that Alpo said out of his mouth on a YouTube video. They said that he said, "I don't promote being a rat, a government witness. I promote being a man and walking in your own shoes and doing what's best for you." Now, the authorities are saying that this particular clip or this particular video could have upset a lot of people. Like I said, I had a video on part 4 when it was talking about Alpo. The authorities went on to speak to his old neighbors. I guess that's how the investigation goes. They pretty much find out where Alpo was his last place of living. They find out and they pretty much backtrack. Now the authorities are getting a lot of information out of these old neighbors. Now the neighbors, I don't think they're fine to maybe the internet or how big this story is, because they're giving a lot of information about Abraham Rodriguez, also known as Alpo. Now the authorities, like I said, they talked to a lady, Tara. Now this lady, Tara, was saying that she actually told and cursed out Alpo right in front of him. Now, according to the report, she said that she caught him cheating on his fiance and it rubbed her the wrong way. Now, when the authorities admitted and told her who actually Alpo was, she was very frightened. She was like, she had no idea that he was this type of person. She regrets actually saying that and telling him off for her fiance. She said he could have disappeared her. So if you guys know what she means he could have got her off the face of this earth and nobody would have knew about her. Because this small town in Maine, it looks like nobody really goes out there. It looks like a witness protection town, if you get what I'm saying. I no disrespect to anybody out that area, but it seems like it's a witness protection town, if you know what I'm saying. Now, on the newspaper, NY Post News, they were labeling Alpo as quote unquote a serial womanizer. Now, what that pretty much means is Alpo loves the ladies and the ladies love Alpo. Now, before even Alpo got locked up in the 80s, the 90s, before he got locked up, he was known for actually messing with all type of females, young females, old females. I was watching a Sub-Zero podcast, and he admitted that Alpo loved women so much he would actually record them and then play them on the rooftop with the party. So imagine you going into a party with Alpo and your young lady, and then he's actually playing y'all tape in front of everybody that's partying. You got to remember, people are drinking, smoking, so they're feeling some type of way. And for him to just actually play that in the midst of the party, it shows what type of guy Alpo was. But they're labeling him as a serial womanizer. Now, follow me. The reason I think they're labeling him a serial womanizer is because they're going to use this information and they're going to say this is the reason that Alpo passed away. Mark my words. The next couple weeks, they're going to find out that it had something to do with Alpo smashing somebody's wife or somebody's girlfriend or something like that. Watch what I tell you. Now, another neighbor admitted that Alpo was completely opposite of what everybody knows Alpo as back in the 80s and the 90s. Now, they were saying that Alpo always offered to help his neighbor. One neighbor gave a story about Alpo and his girlfriend helping cook and provide food for the neighbor because he broke his leg a few weeks prior. Now, they said if Alpo and his girlfriend didn't cook, they would feed them house of pizza. Now, a few weeks leading up to Alpo's passing, they said that he was still living in Maine. That was his address. Now, before moving, Alpo worked as a Pepsi distributor, and then he was doing his own construction company. Now, one neighbor explained that was the reason that Alpo got that new truck was because of the construction. Now, right after that, neighbors also seen Alpo moving his possessions out of the U-Haul truck. Now, inside of his particular apartment, they said it was very modern, very simple furniture, but he had the biggest music, he had the biggest TVs, and he had elite alarm system with cameras all over the place. So it shows that Alpo knew what he was doing. He knew people was looking for him, and he was just riding it out that way. Now, right after that, like I said, he moved out. He took all his possessions out that U-Haul truck, and he was the only one moving. Keep that in mind. He was the only one that moved his possessions, and he never came back. Now, one thing that's making me think of this is I'm wondering why all of a sudden would Alpo actually leave? He just got a new car. He's leaving Maine, and then he passes away a few weeks after. It's a lot of things that's making me go about that. I'm wondering if the people actually were finding out or getting a trail on Alpo and knew that he lived out there. You got to remember, during this article, they were admitting that a lot of people were coming through to see Alpo. Kids, family members, people with expensive cars. So maybe he was moving out of his safety. That's just speculation on my part. But you don't live anywhere for 6 years and you just suddenly leave and don't tell the neighbors that you're really nice with. You don't give them a heads up and just dip out. Something's up with that, my honest opinion. Now, a lot of people on these videos, the YouTube videos, including me, they're saying, okay, maybe it was a military hit. Maybe it was a police hit. Well, me personally, I feel like the authorities know exactly who did it and they know the reasoning. Just watch the titles on these news clips, these actual news companies. They called him a womanizer. In the article, when they talked about the neighbors, they said that he was a womanizer. Imagine that. Your downfall being a female. He could have smashed somebody's in police. He could have smashed somebody's wife, somebody's daughter, and they felt some type of way. I don't think it was beef for something that happened so many years ago. I don't think anything happened, especially in that caliber of how he was taken out. Now, in this particular news, they're saying that Paid in Full Part 2 is coming out. Now, Alpo's role was played by the rapper Cameron out of Dipset. Now, they changed his name of the character, so they call Alpo actually Rico. But Rico was Alpo. It was based off his character. I don't know if it was some discrepancies about Alpo not being a part of it or didn't get paid. They didn't use his name. Now, Dame Dash was responsible for Paid in Full 1. Now, he told Page 6 that he's ready to work on Part 2. Now, Dame said this directly. He says, Paid in Full is a reflection of everything I've learned and I've earned. I would really like to see this through right now that it has ended. So he's saying since Alpo's passed away, they can make a Part 2. Now, me personally, I don't want to see a Part 2 Paid in Full. I feel like with all classic movies, I feel like with all classic anything, you don't mess with it. You leave it a classic. That's what makes it a classic. And especially, Alpo's not here to live and see about it. He's not here to say, yeah, this happened. No, I don't like how this person's representing me. At least when Paid in Full came out, number one, it was in 2002. Alpo was still locked up, but I'm sure he got to see what was going on with the story. He got to see how he was portrayed, and he could have said yes or no. But for Dame Dash to actually want to do it now that he's passed away, I think it's tacky. I don't think he should do it. Let me know in the comments below, do you guys, would you actually like to see a Paid in Full too? Me personally, no. But why wait now? Why wait until as soon as he passes away to come out to the news and say that? I don't rock with that. Don't mess up a classic movie. Now, I would like to see a classic Alpo movie, just a movie about his life, how he came up, about just people all over the internet, that people that actually know him, shook hands with him, talked with him face to face. They have nothing but good stories about him. They have nothing but entertaining stories. I would love to see that in a movie. I would love to see it on a Netflix movie. Let me know in the comments, you guys, if you would like to see an Alpo Martinez Netflix show with about 10 episodes, about 5 to 10 episodes, and it shows what's going on, what he went through. I'm sure he has a lot of archives, audio, pictures, writing out letters and stuff like that, so they can piece it together and just his close friends come up with it. I would definitely support that. I don't care if he's a rat. That ain't got nothing to do with me, but I love entertaining stories and I love to hear about the history. That's one thing about Alpo. You can't take away that he was a part of the history. You know what I'm saying? So I'm at the end of the video. This is part 5 of Alpo. Let me know, how do you feel about this in the comments? How do you feel? Do you think they're trying to hint something about him being a womanizer? Do you think that's going to be the reason that comes out about him passing away? I think that's it. I think that's it, you guys. I think that's what the government or the authorities are trying to say. It was because of a female. I will catch you on the next video. IDN signing out. Make sure you like the video on the way out. Love.